Savitri, the woman who defeated death. Long ago, there was a powerful king named Ashwapati, the ruler of the kingdom of Madra. Though he was wise and prosperous, he had no children, and he and his wives felt this lack very deeply. For years, they prayed and offered penances to the goddess Savitri, seeking her blessings for a child. Pleased with his devotion, the goddess finally appeared and granted him a boon. He would soon have a daughter who would be extraordinary in beauty, virtue, and strength of character. True to the goddess's word, a daughter was born to his eldest wife Malati, and the king named her Savitri, after the goddess herself. As Savitri grew up, her beauty and grace became legendary. She was as radiant as a celestial maiden, and suitors did not dare ask for her hand in marriage. Seeing this, King Ashwapati asked Savitri to find a husband for herself. Savitri set out on a journey across the lands, seeking a worthy husband. During her travels, she came to a hermitage in the forest where she met Satyavan, the son of the blind king Dhumatsena, who had lost his kingdom and now lived in exile. Satyavan was noble, virtuous, and strong-hearted. Savitri immediately knew he was the one she wanted to marry. She returned to her father and informed him of her decision. However, the sage Narada was present at court at that time. Hearing her choice, Narada warned Ashwapati that although Satyavan was indeed a man of great qualities, he was destined to die exactly 1 year from that day. The king, heartbroken, pleaded with Savitri to choose someone else. But Savitri, steadfast and firm, said, "Once a woman has given her heart to a man, she chooses only once." Ashwapati, seeing her unwavering resolve, consented, and the marriage was arranged. Savitri left her royal life behind and lived humbly with Satyavan and his parents in the forest, serving them with great devotion. She wore simple clothes, did household chores, and embraced the life of an ascetic wife. However, deep inside, she never forgot the shadow that hung over Satyavan's fate. She marked each day, and as the year came to an end, she prepared herself spiritually. 3 days before the foretold day, Savitri began a strict penance, fasting, praying, and standing vigil. On the day Satyavan was destined to die, Savitri insisted on accompanying him to the forest as he went to gather wood. Though he hesitated, she convinced him. While cutting wood, Satyavan suddenly felt dizzy and collapsed into Savitri's arms. At that moment, Savitri saw a radiant, fearsome figure approaching. It was Yam, the god of death, come to claim Satyavan's soul. With great courage, Savitri followed Yam as he carried away Satyavan's soul. Yam, impressed by her devotion and persistence, asked her to turn back. But Savitri continued to follow him. At one point Yam turned around and tried to order her to leave, but Savitri said, 7 steps, they say, are enough to make a friendship. I have walked more than that with you. As a friend, I would like to converse with you. Yam was charmed. The wise and eloquent princess then walked with Yam, discussing ideas of dharma, the power of love, duty, and righteousness. Impressed with her wisdom, Yam granted her a boon, anything except Satyavan's life. Savitri asked for the restoration of her father-in-law Dhumatsena's eyesight and his lost kingdom. Yam granted it and then asked her to return to her father-in-law's kingdom. Still, Savitri continued to follow him. Moved by her determination, Yam offered her another boon. This time, Savitri asked that her father Ashwapati should have heirs to carry on the lineage. Yam granted that too. But Savitri still did not turn back. Finally, Yam, impressed beyond measure, offered a third boon. Savitri then cleverly asked for children for herself and Satyavan. Yam, bound by his own word, had no choice but to grant the boon. But how could she have children without Satyavan being alive? Realizing this, Yam smiled and finally relented. He returned Satyavan's soul and blessed them both with a long and happy life. Satyavan woke up as if from a deep sleep. They both returned to the hermitage. Soon, Dyumatsena regained his eyesight and was informed that his old enemies had perished, and his kingdom was now his again. Savitri and Satyavan lived a long, happy, and righteous life together.
Thank you for joining us on this timeless journey. Like, share, and subscribe to stay connected to stories that stir the soul. Until next time, stay curious. Stay conscious.